مبارك عليكم الشهر. Hello everyone and welcome to another Daniel Reads Reviews where I'll be discussing with you a new book. Ramadan Kareem. I hope this month is very gentle and kind to your heart. I hope you prosper and I hope all of your good deeds be rewarded. Alright, so the book of the week was The Dog Who Dared to Dream by Hwang, and it's a very sad book. I actually got this book when I was on my honeymoon in Zanzibar. I got it off of the street vendor and I was just like, this sounds like a heartbreaking book, let's get it. So I did. The book takes us through the life of Scraggly the dog. From the moment she was born, she was the oddball, the odd one standing out from the litter. So naturally the mother and her siblings avoided her because she was very strange. She didn't look like them. She wasn't exactly the perfect pup. They were all very light and she was the dark with blue haze. She was black. She wasn't really the perfect choice even for like selling, so no one picked her. She wasn't next in line to be the breeder in this farm. She grew up in a farm with her owner, Grandpa Screecher, and his wife. He was a farmer, so the dogs would just run free in the fields, chase birds and play with the plants, and it was just like a very fun life full of discoveries until the robbery happened, when a dog trader came in and stole all of the litter and the mother as well. But the only person who he couldn't take away was Scraggly the dog. Of course, Scraggly barked and tried to save her family, but sadly she couldn't. The dog trader took them away, stole them without even buying them. And when Grandpa Creature came home, he only found Scraggly and then decided to make her the next breeder. So in the future, she would mate and get litters of pups that Grandpa's Creature would sell and trade to the same person who stole her family before. So Scraggly would be very aggressive every time that dog trader would be there. Of course, Scraggly made a lot of friends, a lot of enemies, and through her life until the very end, it was all just very sad and very heartbreaking. Alright, so let's talk about the writing style real quick. I have never heard of Hwang before, but she is a South Korean author. She had a bestseller previous to this book. It was called The Hen Who Dreamed She Could Fly, and it had really good reviews, but I have never heard of it before. But the writing style was really good because she has a good way of conveying the message through an animal, and I guess she's experienced in that, which shows in this book. I loved the way the story was told, even though the chapters were really short, which I'm kind of iffy about because I don't like short chapters. I just feel like they're lazy. I just need more description, I guess. But the thing about this is because it is from an animal's perspective, it doesn't need to be conveyed in a strong language. So I get it. It should be simple because animals are simple in the way they communicate. They don't need all of these complications that us humans usually use. So yeah, that's why I think that she did this pretty well, writing wise. The story discussed a lot of heart-wrenching topics. It was very emotional. There was friendship, there were frenemies, there were heartbreaking scenes, there was of course death. So although it was very short, but it had a lot of emotions and the message was really sad and realistic. The story reminded me a lot of a movie that I watched in my childhood. It was called All Dogs Go to Heaven. I think I'm saying it right. I think it is All Dogs Go to Heaven. Especially in the last scene, I got that flashback of that movie. If you haven't watched that movie, you should. The star of the book is definitely Scraggly. She is the protagonist of the book and everything just revolves around her. So there weren't many characters in this book that stuck out just like Scraggly did. But I have to give credit where credit is due. Shout out to the grumpy cat that Scraggly over the years became friends with. He didn't appreciate enough until this cat was gone. So shout out to that cat, that grumpy cat. And I am being biased because I am a cat owner. So yeah, I love that cat very much. Because that cat was such a mood. When a character is such a mood, you're just like, yes, I love you very much. So all in all, this book was a really fast-paced read. If you want something that you would just read quickly and go through in a breeze, then this book is for you. But I have to warn you that it is very emotional and very sad, as I said previously. So maybe like place a tissue box beside you when you read this. If you're like a really emotional reader, then yeah, you would need that. It is such a light read and this is exactly what I needed. It is Ramadan and I really just needed something that I could just read while I'm doing other stuff. So yeah, I guess that is it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you stick around for next week's review. And until next time, see ya and bye!